What's up, y'all? Welcome to the School of Divine Magic. So let's talk about the movie Carrie. And I'm talking about the original Carrie with Sissy Spacek, not the Rage 2, which I like the Rage 2. Don't get me wrong, it was good too. But let's go back to the original Carrie where it all started from, right? So the thing that they did to her, they not only did a humiliation ritual on Carrie, but they used pig's blood, which after me, you know what I'm saying, going down a rabbit hole, doing some research, pig's blood is used to curse and hex somebody. So you got to think about the intention in this movie. And that's why we always say, you know, watch these movies and peep what they putting in there, because they putting things that's true. It's like the truth hidden in plain sight, right? So they really did a ritual to curse that girl because they used pig's blood and dumped it on her. But they don't understand that it's a such thing as reverse the curse, or the curse backfiring. And it backfired on them because she ended up tapping into her power, but she couldn't control it. See, that now that's another aspect of Carrie that teaches you that once you unlock your power, you have to control it. You know, but she had such a untamed, you know, powerful power that she just couldn't control it, you know what I'm saying? And it went back and got everybody. But that's because, you know, because you got to realize this too. You have your spirit team, your spirit guides on the other side. But a lot of people don't know this. Your spirit guides can be not only angelic, high frequency, they can be demonic too, low frequency. So you could have all kind of spirits protecting you. Then you got dragons, you got all kind of spirits. You know what I'm saying? That spiritual realm. And a lot of people don't know that, which we have access to these spirits, which these spirits, they're always listening. That's another thing that we don't tap into until you get woke. When your third eye pop open, like blam, then you start understanding that all the spirits is listening to you. And then they all trying to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Once you become aware, because you know they already been here, they already been around you, but once that third eye pop open, then you aware that, okay, these spirits listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Why you think people be like, they get scared of the water all of a sudden? Because they like, it's mermaids in there, it's sirens in there. They been in there. You the one got in there and was oblivious to that they in there, but they been in there. Marine spirits been in there. They been in water. You know, when I was young, I got in the water all the time. I never thought about no marine spirit. I mean, I knew about Ariel, the Little Mermaid, the cartoon, but I thought everything was cartoon, you know, when you get young. But when you get older and you start studying and researching, and that third eye open, you might not want to get in that water now, because then you be like, it's mermaid in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried about no shark. You like, it's mermaid, it's marine spirits in there, it's sirens in there, man. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not scared of the water because I'm like a siren. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother video, because when you be aware of what a mermaid and a siren is, like I can sing and rap. Anybody musical ability, you a siren or a mermaid, you know what I'm saying? And you like water. Like I like water element. I'm an air element, but I like water. You know what I'm saying? I like the sound of water. You know what I'm saying? I like to wash my hands a lot. I like water. You know what I'm saying? I like to take a long shower. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very heavily tied to the water element, even though I'm an air. You know what I'm saying? An air sign. But that's a whole nother topic. Anyway. But like what I wanted to say is, yeah, once you tap in and start being aware of these spirits, you know what I'm saying? You know that they are there, and they also gonna defend you. That's another thing. So we go back to Carrie. Them spirits defended her, but it also took her out too, because she could not control her power due to her intense rage. So the overall theme of the movie is you have to not only control your power, control your rage. You know what I'm saying? You can, like, they will encourage you, like when you do spells, right? Some spells, they be like, don't be mad. You know, be happy when you do them. And some of them, like when you do the hex, yes, you're supposed to get a little mad, but don't get engulfed in the rage where, like, you see how she took out the whole house, like, you know what I'm saying? But this another thing too that you learn from that movie is she suffered a lot of religious trauma, because you got to remember the mama was like a religious schizophrenic lady, right? So it was a lot of religious trauma. That's another thing. So, you know, she going to school trying to be normal, but her home upbringing not normal. You know what I'm saying? Because she dealing with the religious trauma, and the mama is got a mental disorder. You know what I'm saying? And I can kind of identify with Carrie because, like, don't get me wrong, I had a good home where, you know, nothing like bad like happened to us like that, but it is like where the religious trauma kick in, because your family, they want to shove it down your throat like, you this and you got to abide by this, or like being strict. Because then, like, my household, you could go outside sometimes, it's like that. Sometimes everything, it was a no. It seemed like a lot of stuff was a no. But we still went outside, like, you know, and rode our bikes sometimes and stuff like that, and disappeared, and, you know, because sometimes we'll ride our bikes when we finally do get out there all the way across town and stuff like that. You know, I did, like, you know, play my music and stuff like that. But as far as, you know, sometimes it was no, like, strict, like, and we like, can we go spend the night? No. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that, you know, people don't know, that, like, in those homes, you know, sometimes the parents can be too strict. It could be religious trauma. You know what I'm saying? It could be narcissistic behavior too, because parents can, you know, always want to yell at their kids or feed off their kids and stuff like that. So that's what Carrie was going through. So I understand, kind of like, you know, Carrie kind of resonated with me, because I understand that, like, don't get me wrong, like, we had, like, financial stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we got yelled at a lot, so that could be considered narcissistic, you know what I'm saying, parenting, because it's like, oh, you know, shut up, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that too, you know what I'm saying? So I understand the movie, and it kind of, you know, was messed up when she go to school, that the people treating her like crap. And so it's like, why y'all treating the girl like crap? She getting treated like crap at home. Did she go to school get treated like crap? So I kind of understood that, because I kind of went through some stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because then you go to school, somebody mess with you at school, and you like, man, I'm already at home, you know, with the narcissistic parent and stuff. And then I come to school, and then you want to be a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understood that movie. That movie kind of resonated, whatever. So this the thing though about Carrie is, you know, when they hexed her, they didn't know though. They hexed themselves, because whatever ancient power she had or whatever force was with her, it just took all them people out. The mama, all the people that threw the stuff on her, you know what I'm saying? It just took everybody out, you know what I'm saying? Because it just is what it is. But Carrie show you that, you know, when you tap into your power and understand and become aware of your power, also be self-aware, like, of your anger, your rage, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what people don't know. Where's anger and rage is on the bottom of the chart, right? Because, you know, I always like to bring up the, you know what I'm saying, the frequency chart where you vibrating at. So it's at the bottom of the chart. So you got to kind of raise up out of that. You got to know when to come up out of that anger, because it just showed you in that movie how it engulfed the whole town. You know what I'm saying? She tore up the whole town. You know what I'm saying? Because it just once it was enough. It was enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that Cardi B, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? It was enough. You know what I'm saying? She had enough, like Jennifer Lopez in that movie. You know, enough in the end when she fought back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the movie Enough. You know what I'm saying? But she just had enough. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. But that movie Carrie is like when somebody she didn't reverse the curse intentionally, but it reversed on everybody. It backfired on everybody. When they did that, it backfired on everybody. But that was just my little analysis, you know what I'm saying, on Carrie. You know what I'm saying? My little thoughts on Carrie. So when it comes to, you know, you understanding your power and developing your skills and tapping into it, also just be aware of, you know, the situations around you, but also be aware of, like, your reaction. Because, you know, that's another thing. It's really not, a wise person always say, it's not how you react, it's how you respond. You know, you more so want to respond. You don't want to react. And you also don't want to be engulfed in anger. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's all the way low on the scale. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anger consume you. Don't let rage consume you. And that's what you can learn from the movie Carrie. You know what I'm saying? So, like I always say, manifest your best as we remain infinite in the finite. Ashe. I hope this message resonated with someone. I'm out.